Monday, clouds roll in with a chance for showers by the evening, a high of 53. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a chance for showers, a high of 54. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, windy, and cooler, a chance for an isolated rain or snow shower, a high of 40. Thursday, cooler still and sunny, a high of 35. Friday, sunny and chilly, a high of 34. Right now in Madison, it's 42 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 37. In Waukesha, it's 39. And in Milwaukee, it's 42 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:06.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Dr. Ken Harris.
Here's my issue with it. The wear and tear they're going to put on the side streets by fixing the expressway, when what they should have been doing is fixing the side streets up so that they can take the weight of all that excess traffic. That now, when you're done with 7 years of the expressway for, 3.5 miles or so, now you're going to have to do the city.
Live at the Avenue, here's Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I don't know how to say it. DT-less, Denise Thomasless. She's taking a much-needed evening off, and I am holding down the fort here at 620 WTMJ and 101.7 The Truth. We're here every Sunday night from 7 to 9 and rebroadcast on 101.7 The Truth from 6 to 8 on Monday night. So if you miss it here or if you miss a part here, all you got to do is flip over. We'll be on Spotify and all that stuff. You got any questions? Got any comments? Thanksgiving week is coming. It's almost here. Citing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620 or 833-212-1017 is the 101.7 The Truth talk and text line. Evan is here. I'm here. It's been quite the interesting evening. So many things are going on. In case you've heard, and I don't know if there's been an update, the young lady who has been a part of, what do you want to call it? The Slender Man issue. Morgan Geyser. She's missing after cutting off her monitoring bracelet and leaving the group home. This from CBS 58, and you just heard in the news. Madison police say Morgan Geyser, 22-year-old who was granted a conditional release to a group home in connection to the Slender Man stabbing, they're calling it a case, is now missing. In a Facebook post, police say Geyser cut off her Department of Corrections monitoring bracelet, which, from what I understand, is not a hard task, and left the group home. That was on Saturday. She was last seen in the area of Cronky Drive at around 8 o'clock p.m. with an adult acquaintance. A recent image of her captured on security video this past month is on their website. So here's the question. Madison police say if you see her, call 911. If you remember, she with a friend stabbed a classmate, Peyton Lautner, 19 times in Davids Park in 2014 when they were 12, and all in an effort to appease the fictional character Slender Man. She was originally sentenced to 40 years in a mental health institution before she was granted conditional release by a Waukesha County judge this past March. Geyser's attorney, Tony Cotton, posted a video to social media calling for Geyser to turn herself in. So here's the question then. Should she have been released in the first place? I got to say this. Had this happened in Milwaukee County, there's no way she would have been released. And I think what happens is culturally we always side with, people that look like, something you have in common with. She's a young lady, suburban young lady, stuff like that. And we always blow that off and pretend like that doesn't count. But where's the outcry that she's missing? Where's the fear in a community that a young lady who clearly has mental health issues got a conditional release and now you can second guess the judge because she should not have gotten released. It's clear. She jumped ship. She broke out. What are your thoughts? 855-616-1620. Should she have been released in the first place? Should she have been released? And now southeastern Wisconsin is in danger. And don't downplay it. This is not one of your city of Milwaukee. And we're going to be talking about that with all the homicides and shootings that happened over the past weekend. We're not going to downplay the fact that this young lady stabbed somebody 19 times and tried to kill them. She committed attempted homicide, and I watched a jury and a judge and a prosecutor and a defense attorney twist words, comments, video, testimony to make sure this girl didn't go to prison. She should have been in prison, and she's not. So I want the same thing to happen to her that would happen to anybody in southeastern Wisconsin, in Milwaukee County, or if they escaped. Because now she's an escapee. She just committed a felony. So she needs to go back to court, get charged by Waukesha County, convicted, and locked up. Do you agree? 855-616-1620. I am biased. I have to say that. Let me say I'm biased. The reason I'm biased is because I have a background in law enforcement. But I think the young lady needs to be in jail. She should have been in jail in the first place. She should have went to jail when she did it. She should have went to jail and she proved it. And people went out of their way to show. Now, granted, she did have a mental illness. Granted. But she has shown that she can't be trusted. And that she should have been locked up. And she should have gone to jail, not a mental institution. Now you can put her in jail. And I have no qualm saying that. I don't care what her race is. I don't care what her gender is. I don't care where she's from. I don't care what her family does. I don't care how much money she has. She has proven that she belongs in jail. And I said it when they were going to release her. They should have left her in. It's too soon. It's too soon.
Remember, when they were originally going to release her, they had to put a stop to it because they realized the group home they were going to release her to was close to the victim in the stabbing matter, too. So then they had to delay it and then talk about it some more. And I think that's why she was in Madison.
True. And clearly it didn't matter. Had she been close in Waukesha County or Dane County, she broke out.
Be glad she wasn't at the group home close to the victim when she cut off her monitor.
Yep. And they'll try to say somebody coerced her into doing it. They'll come up with all sorts of things. Oh, you have to have compassion. I say no. You would not have compassion for anybody in Milwaukee County. You wouldn't have compassion for anybody. You talk about how terrible they are and see those people. Well, guess what? She's now those people. She's now a person who should go to jail. She should be in prison. Send her. Is Tachita still open? Women's prison up in Green Bay, Tachita?
Yeah, I believe it's still open.
Ship her up there and lock her away. And make her accountable and responsible. Because if she isn't for the original sentence, she's responsible now.
I'm going to sound probably cold-hearted here to some, but they already gave her compassion, and look at what she did with it.
It's not cold-hearted. It's not cold-hearted. Yeah. People are duplicitous when they see a white female suburbanite who all of a sudden does this thing. They made sure that girl went to a mental health institution because they knew that she would be able to get out and she wouldn't stay as long as she might because she was in a mental institution. If she was in a prison, she would have got out that soon. And so they did it on purpose. And now this is what we have. Well, I say, and I want the media to blast her the way they blast all those people in Milwaukee, put her picture up. I want to see her booking photos. I want to see everything you do for everybody else on TV, talk about it on the radio, put it on social media to find her. And with as much video that we have in the world today, you're telling me y'all can't find her? Right. It's terrible. I have zero compassion now. Zero compassion. Because she intentionally cut it. It wasn't like, well, it accidentally fell off. Not only did she cut it, but she ran. And I don't care if somebody threatened her. I don't care if she was scared for her life and scared for her safety. She could have told someone else. There were people working at the group home. The group home is maintained 24 hours a day. But yet, what do we have? Nothing. Everybody's quiet. Nobody wants to say anything. Oh, that's just her. No, she reflects her community. The same way we say black people reflect the black community of Milwaukee when someone is shot or killed, we're always those people. We're always, that's how it is east of 124th and south of Highway 60. You know how it is down there. Well, guess what? Guess Madison and Waukesha aren't safe either. And so here we are. She needs to be charged. And I want to see what the Waukesha County District Attorney's Office does. I want to see what they do. The family's aware. Peyton and her family are safe and are working closely with local law enforcement to ensure their continued safety. That's Steve Lyons, a spokesperson for the Lautner family. The family would like to thank all the law enforcement entities involved in the efforts to apprehend Morgan. The Lautner family also wishes to thank the outpouring of support, from family, friends, and well-wishers who have contacted them during this difficult time. Broke out, ran away. I wonder how many people are looking for. I wonder how many cops are looking for. Dane County Sheriff's Department, City of Madison Police. I want to see her picture all over. I want to scroll. Where's the Amber Alert? Where's the Amber Alert for a girl who has mental health issues, who stabbed somebody 19 times, and now escaped custody? Well, it wouldn't be an Amber Alert, but where's the alert? Where's the lock your doors and shut your windows and call 911 if you see her? Where's the text? Did people in Madison get it? I think it should have gone statewide. But that's what we get. Silence. Because everybody's going to stick their head in the sand and they're going to pretend like this young lady just made a mistake. Sliding Unlimited, WTMJ talking text line is 855-616-1620 or 1017 The Truth, 833-212-1017 is the number. I'll be interested to see how fast they find her. But then again, she wasn't the only thing. We've had a pretty bad weekend for Milwaukee.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We could say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
We work on hydronic heating, inside and out. A whole home radiating hydronic system that heat the inside of your home and your floors, or under your driveway, porch, or patio to do a snow melt, could be one of the best investments you'll ever make. Call Quality for whole home radiating hydronic heating ideas that turn freezy cats into happy campers.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Welcome back to The Truth Unfiltered.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 855-616-1620. It was a crazy weekend. By the way, Packers won. By the way, Bears won. By the way, Kansas City Chiefs won. Did the Lions win?
They ended up winning in overtime.
Okay. Wow. That was an amazing comeback.
Yeah, Giants decided they wanted to go for a touchdown when they had 4th and goal, up by 3 instead of kicking a field goal.
They
up
got
by
sacked,
6.
right?
No, it was an overtime.
It was but once they tackled them, it was it.
Yeah,
But
I'm saying late in the fourth quarter, they had the ball 4th and goal and inside like I think the 10 or something yard line, and instead of just taking the points, forcing the Lions to go the length of the field and need a touchdown and a PAT to win, they went for it and got stopped. And the kicker for the Lions is pretty dang good, and all you have to do is get right around midfield and send them on out there. So
and he kicked like what, a 59-yarder, 58-yarder?
59.
And I thought he was going to miss it, and it just curved.
Yeah, the interim coach for the Giants definitely didn't do a good job auditioning for the full-time role today.
Yeah. Oh, well. That's life. Packers didn't look too good, but looks like their backs are stepping up.
Yeah, their defense looked really good, and they I think they pretty much played the way they did today intentionally, knowing they have a game on Thursday, and the way the defense is playing, it's like we're just going to go and get the W and get ready for Thursday.
We'll see. And I wonder who they're playing Thursday.
The Lions.
Yep.
Lions are going to look to get even with them.
Oh, yeah. So we'll see. We shall see. It's been a bad weekend. If you haven't been paying attention to Milwaukee, it's been a pretty bad weekend. CBS 58, 17-year-old was dead following a shooting on the north side on Saturday. Milwaukee police say the fatal shooting happened near 60th and Marion, around 7:30 p.m. 17-year-old was pronounced dead on the scene. And then a 47-year-old died from injuries in an overnight physical attack. Milwaukee police responded to the incident near 11th and Locust around midnight, and police say the victim had been in a physical altercation with other people, received multiple strikes to the front and back of the head, taken to the hospital, and died from their injuries. And then a 15-year-old, Friday evening, around 5:30 p.m. on Green Tree in Darien, was shot and pronounced dead at the scene. And then a minivan crashed into a house, and the driver died. That's at 19th and Windlake in Milwaukee just before 3 a.m. Saturday, killing the 29-year-old driver and causing significant damage. And if I believe there was an accompanying story, I believe that person may have been shot. So there's been a lot going on this weekend. I don't understand it about Milwaukee. Can somebody explain this to me? Why is there no outcry? Is it that because it's not your neighborhood, but it's your city? I would think there would be significant outcries to these types of things going on in the city that are going to cause people to not want to come to Milwaukee. They're already apprehensive. People are already apprehensive about coming to the city. And now, every weekend, we have 5 homicides. And last time I checked, we were at about 127 homicides. And I wonder, there's one way to do it. I don't know. Just check the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel homicide database, and it's loading. Everything's fast around here today, let me tell you. We're now at 131, 8 more than last year. And these don't count. They have to go to the medical examiner's office, and the medical examiner has to then say it was a homicide, and then it goes into the database after it's been confirmed. But if we're looking at today, the latest one was from the 16th. And so we're talking, 3 more? So now we're at, 131 and 4 more. We're at like 135, 136. It's just unconscionable. It's terrible. It's unfortunate that these victims were shot and killed, but we need to do something about it in Milwaukee. And it doesn't look like our elected officials are doing anything or screaming and hollering. There's no increase in police activity. They're overworked and understaffed. And I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 since Friday. And so at some point, something's got to give. Normally, when it starts to get cold outside, crime goes down. I guess people don't like cold weather. But at some point, something has to be done. And so we're either going to follow the rule of law or we're not. We're going to make sure people who commit crimes are convicted and go to jail and not leave any room for follow-up. You remember the 10-year-old that shot and killed his mother, had mental health issues, but they wanted to try that kid as an adult. But it was in Milwaukee County. We got to try him as an adult. We got to get him. And they pretended like mental health didn't matter in this 10-year-old who's clearly his brain wasn't developed enough to even know right from wrong. And even if he said he did, he's 10. So if you don't know the finality of taking someone's life, it doesn't mean anything. And I'm not putting words in that young man's mouth. I haven't talked to him. I haven't read anything about him. All I know is what the news reports about him. But at some point, you would think they would have compassion for a 10-year-old. The same compassion they gave to the 12-year-old. But the problem with black people is many times black children are looked at as being older and adults and more mature and meaner and more culpable than white kids. And that's a problem. That's a problem when you carry it in your family. It's a problem when you carry it into the jury box. It's a problem when you carry it into court because you've already made up your mind. It's bias. It's implicit bias, but it's bias nonetheless. It's something that's ingrained in all of us. We're all implicitly biased. I get that. But at some point, we need to do something about it. We need to really take a look at what is happening in this city. We've had 5 homicides, and we've got a young lady in Madison who should be locked up and who should have been in prison, now escaped. Why did it take so long for us to find out? Why did it take an entire day for an alert to go out that this young lady was missing? Who dropped the ball? Was it the police? Was it the sheriff's office? Was it the Department of Corrections? Was it the group home? Once they were notified, there should have been an alert throughout Dane County, throughout the state of Wisconsin. But yet here we are. Here we are. And somehow the news media lets us down again.
This season, give gifts that are always a win. Island Resort and Casino gift cards, gaming and dining, poolside fun, and overnight stays. Gift cards unlock endless island adventures, like championship golf rounds on Sweetgrass and Sage Run, a blissful escape to the Drift Spa, and an unforgettable evening in the Island Showroom. To buy Island Resort and Casino gift cards, stop by the Island Club or call 877-ISL-SHOW now.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Holiday shopping is on at Merle Norman. Shop now and receive favorites for prepping and setting your makeup free. Gift with purchase includes trial sizes of Daily Moisture Milky Cleanser, Revitalizing Eye Gel, 24 Karat Gold Firming Foundation Primer, and Expert Touch Finishing Spray. Only in studio. Shop while supplies last at Merle Norman Salon and Spa at Brookfield Square. Free with a purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products. Cosmetic accessories not included. Offer valid while supplies last at participating Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios only. Limit 1 per customer. We reserve the right to modify the gift if needed. Promotion not available at merlenorman.com.
You're listening to The Truth Unfiltered.
Dr. Ken Harris here. Denise Thomas is taking the night off. Just me and Evan holding down the fort, 34 minutes after the hour. From the talk and text line, 414-640, Steve from Milwaukee said, I definitely hope Morgan gets found and sent to prison. Whatever happened to her accomplice? Thanks. Her accomplice was released before her. To be honest with you, I think the accomplice was more culpable because they spent too much time on the stabbing. But the accomplice was the one who spoke to her and talked her into doing it and told her to get the knife and told her to stab her and told her when to do. So we're talking about a young lady who was having a party, but made it so no one showed up to the party except Morgan and the victim. And then they went for a walk. and they tried to bang her head in one of the park outhouses, restrooms. And when that didn't work, when she ran, they chased her and then ultimately stabbed her 19 times. So I hold the other girl more culpable because she, from what I understand, from what I remember about the story, talked the other girl and coerced the other girl, Morgan, into stabbing her 19 times. A girl who was schizophrenic, who was easily manipulated at age 12, easily. But the other girl got released before her. And while everybody's paying attention to Morgan, the other young lady, I don't even think her name was mentioned in the story. Because that's what happens. It's protectionism. We're just going to protect anybody that looks like us. We're just going to pretend. And here's my argument, right? People always think I'm making it a race issue. What I want you to do is prove me wrong. If I say something you disagree with, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Tell me. Tell me. Or just keep quiet and don't say anything. Because that's how it usually is. Unless you're in Virginia. So I saw this story on theroot.com. I don't know who to ask, so I'm not going to ask the question. I'm just going to state it. Does everybody think all black people know each other? Like, I'll have people come, hey, you know so-and-so? And I'm like, no, you don't know them? Like, no, I just said no. It's like this thing that people think all black people know each other. Well, there was a Friendsgiving dinner at a Chesapeake restaurant, and they were told to leave because they were black.
My sister Circles and I were out celebrating our Friendsgiving. We arrived at the restaurant. Shortly after arriving, we only had time to give drink orders. We didn't even get our drinks. And a physical altercation happened between two African-American women. We did not know them. We were not affiliated with them. They were at another table. They began to fight. The situation was diffused by management and other staff members. The management came over to our table and told us that they would not be servicing us tonight. We had to leave. I questioned, are you shutting the entire restaurant down for tonight? No, we're just not servicing you all because y'all like to fight. We became shocked, confused, and he did that in front of the entire restaurant, in front of all the other patrons. No one else was asked to leave but us.
I've seen it happen. It's happened to me in the past. Somebody starts something, there's drama going on, and they start looking at me. I'm like, what? I'm over here. I have nothing to do with that. Are you assuming I was with them and then I moved over here? I've been sitting here in the middle of eating my food, and they're looking at me like, what, did you have something to do with this? What? When white people start a fight at a football or baseball game, do you go to all the other white people around them and throw them out, or just throw the whole section out, or do you throw the people out who were fighting? I'm sure they had friends there. A group of black women in Virginia are seeking justice after their girls' night out was cut short. The women who maintained they were doing nothing wrong when they were asked to leave the restaurant where they planned to have dinner say they were discriminated against by management simply because of the color of their skin. Shakoya Somerville Holt arrived for dinner with a group of friends at the Cork and Bull restaurant in Chesapeake, Virginia. Never gone there. Shortly after they were seated at their table, a fight broke out between two other women in the restaurant who were not in their party, but they were black. Management got the situation under control, removed the women, but then they left her humiliated. When she asked the manager if she and her friends were being told to leave because the entire restaurant was being shut down, as you heard, she was told, no, we're just not servicing you all because y'all like to fight. Wow. Guilty by association. Sounds right. Same thing happens in Milwaukee. One black person shoots another black person, then they're all bad. As we got up to leave, we felt like we were doing the walk of shame. The group has hired an attorney and is deciding whether or not to take legal action against the restaurant. But Somerville Holt says that no matter the outcome, the pain she and her friends experienced during what was supposed to be a fun night out is still with them. She said, my sister Circle and I were celebrating our Friendsgiving, a night of fellowship, giving thanks for our friendship, laughter, and overall good time, and to make memories. We definitely made memories, but those memories are memories of pain, hurt, embarrassment, confusion, and humiliation. Was management correct in doing that? 855-616-1620. Was management fair or equitable? Was management biased? And has this ever happened to you in Milwaukee? I know it's happened to me. Guilt by association. I've been going in places to buy things. I remember one time I went to go buy a car. I was a police officer. And one of my bosses at the district, told him I was looking for a car. And every time I go try to buy a car, people like I've literally gone in places and they wouldn't even walk in and see me. Like I stood there for like 10 minutes and then I finally went, okay, I'm leaving. Then he's like, oh, no, don't leave. He said to me, quote, the black guy in the back, he'll be right back. I said, you can't wait on me? And then I realized white people wait on white people at this dealership on the south side of Milwaukee, and black people, okay. Wow. I said, tell you what, yeah, I'll take my money somewhere else. And so that's when I went to my boss, and my boss said, hey, you should go check this guy. The guy is great. I told him you're coming, and it'll be great. So I go in. He says, what do you want to buy? I said, I don't want a new car. I want a used car because I never buy a used car. Friday night I bought my first new car since 1994, 93, fall 93. So that was 32 years ago. I bought a new car. Everything else, every other car I've always bought old. 3 years and I'm done. 3 years, maybe 30,000 miles, and I bought a car and it was good. Drove it until the wheels fell off. Well, guess what? Last week some wheels fell off, so I had to go get a new car. Unfortunately, my wife got the new car. I got stuck with the old one. And so I go into the dealership and the guy says, hey, can I help you? I said, well, so-and-so sent me. He goes, oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking for a used car. Preferably within three years, with mileage no more than 35,000 miles on it. Didn't tell him because I'm going to pay cash because I don't like haggling and fighting. And I don't mind just paying what you have on the sticker because I'm not paying you interest and all that. So I figure I'll pay you more in interest if I finance it. Anyway, this was another one. The one for Friday, guy tried to talk me into an 84-month, I'm like, you're out of your mind. But anyway, I go in, the guy tells me, hey, here's a nice car for you. It's a van. Now, let me tell you what this van was. It was a Dodge van. It was red with gold trim and gold chrome wheels. It was the ugliest car I've ever had. I said, well, I don't want that car. I want to look at what you have. You know what he told me? That's the only one we have to sell. I said, you're a car dealership and you have all these cars on the lot and you're telling me the only car you can sell me is that one? He said, yes. And I turned around and walked out.
All the other ones were already sold or just waiting to get picked up or something, apparently, I guess?
This is a new car dealer.
And I didn't mean that as a serious question. I was more asking more like sarcastically, like all the other cars are sold?
So you have access to pretty much any car in America. You can go in, buy it wholesale, and sell it to me. I'll wait a month. I'll wait 2 weeks. I don't care. I'll give you a deposit. He said, nope, that was the only car. I went back and told my friend, number one, I'll never listen to you again. Number two, that was just straight up discrimination. And then I reported him to the state. But then I think what I did is I just badmouthed the guy so bad because he sold a lot of cars to cops. So then my friend says, oh, well, my boss, I talked to him. He didn't know you were police. What? What does that matter?
Shouldn't matter. Somebody's trying to buy a car. You sell them a car. It shouldn't matter.
Well, there's professional courtesy.
I know. But at the end of the day,
discount or whatever.
At the end of the day, you're selling cars. You should sell a car.
But what he was saying was, I was a black guy, and he didn't expect me to be a black guy. So when I came in the door, he just thought he was going to walk over me. Had the same issue when my daughter tried to buy a car, and I went in with her, and the guy tried. I like it here, but sometimes it just gets, I get worn out. And it has ever happened to you in Milwaukee, 855-616-1620. Sometimes you just get tired. And that's what's called, for those of you who don't know, black fatigue. You just get tired of having to fight stuff. So you just give up. When we come back, can you explain to me why childcare expenses are so high?
Analyzing the news from the perspective of those in the field. Hey, it's WTMJ's Adam Roberts. Join me every Sunday at 10 for Reporter's Notebook, where we take a deeper dive behind the biggest stories of the past week, told from the perspective of the reporters, anchors, and news directors making decisions behind the scenes and covering the stories you hear every single day.
Bringing you the story behind the story. It's Reporter's Notebook, Sunday mornings at 10 on WTMJ.
Handpicked and trained with a lot of heart. Quality techs work on all residential heating equipment. Ductless, hydronic, electric, or forced air. Advancements occur. All our techs are trained in and out of house to stay current with modern technology. Call Quality. Our techs will be well versed in what's new to make sure your new heating system is as advanced as you want it to be.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Furnace on the fritz? Hopefully it doesn't happen. But if it does, call Quality for 24/7 fast emergency service. Because we have a huge service crew dedicated to servicing equipment first and replacing equipment only when necessary. We know older equipment, along with the newest in heating technology, and we won't be there to sell you something you don't need because we don't know how to work on it.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Blue sweater, red sweater, reindeer sweater, extra double thick sweater.
What are you doing?
Getting my closet ready for winter. It'll be here before you know it.
Good point. We should all be getting our vehicles ready for winter too. And now's the time to visit any of the 115 Adam member new car dealers to get your oil changed, have your brakes and wipers checked, and make sure your tires will get you through a long Wisconsin winter. Just visit adamm.com to find the nearest Adam member dealer.
Wisconsin State Fair tickets are on sale for just $13. Plus, get ready to deliver holiday bundles packed with State Fair favorites at the lowest price of the season. Get yours today at wistatefair.com before they're gone. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, August 6th through 16th.
Welcome back to The Truth Unfiltered.
"50 minutes after the hour, 41 degrees in Milwaukee. You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. Dr. Ken Harris, Denise Thomas is taking a much-needed, much-wanted albeit I'm jealous, night off. So before the break, we were talking about childcare and how expensive it is. CommunityJournal.net has a story by Stacey M. Brown that talks about how childcare is draining American families with a force that has begun to rival housing costs. And new national analysis shows that in cities across the country, parents are paying more to care for their children than to keep a roof over their heads. Researchers at Lending Tree found that infant care exceeds the average rent in 11 of the nation's 100 largest metro areas, while childcare for 2 children exceeds rent in 85 cities across the country. The spike in expenses lands at a moment when the federal shutdown had blocked funding for 140 Head Start programs that serve 65,000 preschoolers. At least 20 programs have partially or fully closed, directly affecting nearly 10,000 children whose families now face soaring out-of-pocket child care costs with no federal support. Some people are spending, this is from Matt Schultz, the chief consumer finance analyst for Lending Tree, said some people are paying $1,300 a month on child care. Now, this is me. I remember when my kids were younger, and I'm trying to remember, this was before my second daughter was born. So my oldest daughter had to have been, she had to have been maybe 3 or 4 years old, and we took her to child care. Child care, you ready? At the time, if I remember correctly, was in the neighborhood of $300 or $400 a week. So we were paying about $1,000 a month for child care because we both worked. Now, had I known the tax implications of that today, I would have told my wife to stay at home. And I literally would have saved more in income tax than I would have with both of us working. But when you don't know, you don't know. I tell people now, if you've got a 2-parent household, one of you get a job where you can make as much money as you can and the other one stay home. And the first 50% of your check, whoever's working, is taxed at the normal rate, and the other 50% is taxed at half the rate because your spouse or significant other or baby's mama or baby's daddy is staying at home taking care of kiddo. And you actually would bring home more money. And a lot of people in the suburbs know that. I used to wonder, why do all the moms work? Why do all the moms stay at home? Well, now I know why. How can you have a $500,000 house with one person working and one? Well, that's how. When you reach a certain economic level, taxes benefit you. But when you have people like Mandami who comes in and wants to change everything and quote unquote level the playing field, that means people with money, people that spend, support communities, create jobs through small business, they don't get that. And when you end those tax breaks for some businesses, they'll end up having to lay people off. Like it's weird because every business pays tax on every employee. So when people say, oh my God, you make all that money, you don't pay any tax. Well, yeah, you do. Federal government taxes you for every single employee you have. Now, those same people went to those same legislators and lobbied for better tax laws that benefit people who make over a certain amount of money in a household, who are upper middle class and up, and who own businesses. So you could either complain about it or become an entrepreneur. That's just me. I say become an entrepreneur. You should do that anyway. But childcare costs, Milwaukee follows at least 15%. The 15% gap is the highest in the country. Milwaukee follows at nearly 15%. Wichita, Omaha, Baltimore, Buffalo, Syracuse, Spokane, Minneapolis, Toledo, and Worcester also report infant care costs that outpace rent by significant margins. So we're talking 100 largest areas, $1,282 per month compared to $1,716 for a two-bedroom rental. Springfield, Massachusetts, $1,996 just on infant care, but a two-bedroom apartment is $1,734. That's a shame. That's ridiculous. And we see what happens to people. We see sometimes they hire the cheapest help for the lowest amount of money, close to minimum wage, but then charge an arm and a leg. And so now you have to question it. And I know there's some phenomenal, the majority of child care facilities are phenomenal. They do great work and educate children and all that and keep them safe. But $1,900 a month? Some people only make $1,900 a month. That's like $24,000 a year. That's insane. How much do you pay? 855-616-1620. How much? Well, let me rephrase that question. How much would you pay? Because the other side to the equation is that's your kid. And you want your kid to be safe. But if you're making $40,000 a year and your spouse is making $80,000 a year or $60,000 a year, half of somebody's salary, and granted, it's not tax deductible, half of your salary. So let me think. Is there a way to use flex spending on childcare? Or is there a way to use flex? I wonder. During the news break, I'm going to have to look into that. Is there a way to use flex spending or something in your company to pay for childcare that lowers your taxable income? I think that's something that we need. I really do. And I'm glad I don't have any children that are that young. You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. When we come back, I got some great sound from Rodney and Holly Robinson Pete about a health matter. Great interview that was done here on 620 WTMJ the other day. I think you'll like it. We'll be right back.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 40 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 36. Monday, clouds increase with a chance for showers into the night, a high of 53. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. Madison police are searching for Slenderman stabber Morgan Geyser. They say she cut off her GPS monitor bracelet and walked away from her group home Saturday night. Geyser was last seen around 8 p.m. near Cronky Drive with an adult acquaintance. Her attorney, Anthony Cotton.
Obviously, it's in her best interest to turn herself in immediately and not continue with this course of action. We don't know any of the facts about what happened or who might have assisted her.
Police released a recent security image of Geyser. You can view that photo on WTMJ.com. A football player at the University of Alabama Birmingham is in custody following the stabbing of 2 other teammates just hours before their game. ABC's Morgan Norwood.
The attack unfolding at the team's training facility Saturday morning. Though police have not named the suspect, 20-year-old Daniel Mincy, a redshirt freshman and former University of Kentucky student, was booked Saturday at the Jefferson County Jail, facing a charge of attempted murder. The 2 victims, still unnamed, rushed to the hospital. In a statement, UAB saying our thoughts are with them and their families as they recover, adding UAB's top priority remains the safety and well-being of all of our students.
The university football team did proceed with Saturday's game. President Trump is pushing to end the war between Russia and Ukraine by Thanksgiving. Now, U.S. officials say the White House is considering bringing in President Volodymyr Zelensky to the U.S. CBS News' Leah Canary.
Russia has the upper hand on the battlefield, but it has also suffered great losses. Ukrainian drones struck a power station in the Moscow region, cutting off heat for thousands of residents. Without a peace deal, a difficult and deadly winter is ahead for both countries.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is returning from peace talks in Switzerland. A 17-year-old died in a shooting on Milwaukee's northwest side. It happened around 7:30 Saturday night near 61st and Marion Street. Police are still searching for suspects. A 61-year-old man died after Greenfield police say he was hit by an MCTS bus.
Officers were called just before 7 p.m. Saturday night to 56th and Forest Home for a welfare check and found the man on the ground with a severe head injury. He was taken to Freighter Hospital, where he later died. Police say the man had been struck by an eastbound Milwaukee County Transit bus. The 55-year-old driver wasn't hurt and stayed at the scene. The crash is under investigation. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
A special food drive is ensuring everyone can enjoy a Thanksgiving meal.
The Hanan Relief Group, in partnership with the Hunger Task Force, handed out free halal Thanksgiving meals. Halal refers to meat that is slaughtered within Islamic guidelines. Anyone can eat halal food, but it is a diet primarily used by practicing Muslims. Volunteer and case manager Lena Mahmoud tells WTMJ.
There's a lot of food insecurity going on right now, and a lot of people having problems. So it makes me happy to see that a lot of people are able to access this.
Hundreds attended Saturday's drive-through event.
It's more than just a transaction. It's a very community-type thing.
Elizabeth Linton and WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:03.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
This season, give gifts that are always a win. Island Resort and Casino gift cards, gaming and dining, poolside fun and overnight stays. Gift cards unlock endless island adventures, like championship golf rounds on Sweetgrass and Sage Run, a blissful escape to the Drift Spa, and an unforgettable evening in the Island Showroom. To buy Island Resort and Casino gift cards, stop by the Island Club or call 877-ISL-SHOW now.
Mission 94 is offering Black Friday deals for everyone. This Black Friday only, get 15% off all Savior accessories. Buy 4 cleanings, get 1 free. Enjoy 4 visits to the Mission 94 firearms range, and your 5th one is free. Give the gift of learning with 25% off a one-on-one training certificate. Plus, take 20% off all in-stock women's CCW purses and handbags. This Black Friday weekend only at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center in Kenosha. Learn more today. Just Google Mission 94.
Drafty windows means wasted money. Call Siding Unlimited today for energy-efficient replacement windows and doors and start saving now. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
AdventNows.com
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Packers defeat the Vikings 23-6. Green Bay is now at 7-3-1 heading into a Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. The Bucks lose to the Detroit Pistons at home 129-116. Their next matchup is against the Portland Trail Blazers Monday night. Tip-off at 7. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Safer traffic. Mostly clear on the roads at this point. No major incidents and no slowdowns. Time for the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 36 degrees. Monday, clouds roll in with a chance for rain showers into the night, a high of 53. Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, a chance for showers, a high of 54. Wednesday, mostly cloudy and windy, temperatures cool down, and a chance for an isolated rain or snow shower, a high of 40. Thursday, cooler still with sunny skies, a high of 35. Friday, still sunny and chilly, a high of 34. Right now in Madison, it's 41 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 36. In Waukesha, it's 38. And in Milwaukee, it's 40 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:06.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Dr. Ken Harris.
Here's my issue with it. The wear and tear they're going to put on the side streets by fixing the expressway, when what they should have been doing is fixing the side streets up so that they can take the weight of all that excess traffic. That now, when you're done with 7 years of the expressway for, 3.5 miles or so, now you're going to have to do the city.
Live at the Avenue, here's Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. 7 minutes after the hour number 2. So I got this great interview, and it's about a health issue that evidently both of them had. Both Holly Robinson and Rodney Peete. So I don't know if you know who Holly Robinson is. She's an actress, black female. If you remember back in the day and you're old enough, 21 Jump Street. The original, not the trash they've had in the movies and all the other junk, but the original. I wish I could find it. One of my favorite Sunday night shows when Fox was a fledgling network and it came on at 6 o'clock in the evening. No, everybody said, there's no way that TV show's gonna make it. Justin Gwynn, Holly Robinson, well, technically Holly Robinson Pete, and this guy that everybody knew and everybody knows him now, and they thought, oh my gosh, his name was Johnny Depp. And that was a great ensemble show. Dom DeLuise's son was in it, Peter DeLuise. So it was a great show. I absolutely loved it. And that was during a time when I was working in radio and TV, and I had met everybody from 21 Jump Street came to a radio station I was producing at except Johnny Depp, because, you know, he was. And they were doing a tour, and everybody came into the studio, and that was the first time I met her. And, whew, anyway, wow. Anyway, but Rodney Peete is too big, the former quarterback, I think, for the
Eagles.
Can I get it out?
All right.
Can I get it out? Football aficionado? Football maven? You know everything. Evan knows everything football, by the way. So I was thinking that I was about to say the Eagles. The Eagles. Okay. God. Always doing what a producer's supposed to do. What's wrong with you? Like doing your job and then being good at it. Like, what is that? That's terrible. But no, in all seriousness. So he played for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Libby Collins had them on the show this morning because, well, I'll let you listen.
Americans are affected by OAB. A lot of us know it as overactive bladder. It's a condition that's marked by sudden urges to urinate. episodes of leakage, and also frequent trips to the bathroom. Now, those symptoms affect millions of Americans. Our guests today are going to talk about it. It's former NFL quarterback Rodney Peete and his beautiful actor wife, Holly Robinson. Pete, let me welcome you both to the show this morning. I got to say, this has got to be a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation. Rodney, when did you start having those symptoms from OAB?
I've had them probably about 4 years now, but I didn't want to admit it. And I think as you get older, and especially for me as an athlete, you kind of walk through the injuries, the symptoms that you have because you chalk it up to being older or I'm a former athlete, this is what the normal course of action is. And I didn't think anything of it. I just dealt with it. And Holly got diagnosed about 4 years ago, and she treated it and went to the doctor and started Gymtessa and found out that it was helping her and decided, hey, you might want to go check yourself out as well. And I think that for me, and for most men, we've got to put our ego aside and decide that, listen, we're getting older. Let's go to the doctor. It's okay. It's not a stigma anymore. There's over 33 million Americans that experience OAB, and you're not alone. And I did, and I went and checked myself out, and the doctor recommended Gymtessa, and it's been helping me ever since.
Rodney, how uncomfortable were you going to your wife, Holly, and saying, hey, look, this is what I'm experiencing?
Well, that's not actually how it
She
happened.
noticed it because we would go out to, whether it be baseball games or we go to a concert or a movie, and I'd have to excuse myself 3 or 4 times during the course of an hour. And she's like, what's going on with
I
you?
definitely noticed Rodney's symptoms before he did.
Yeah.
And I started to see him plan our activities around bathrooms and delay leaving the house, going back in the house. You sit in the car, you want to go, and he's back in the house. So as my OAB symptoms were improving, I noticed that he was going to the bathroom a lot more. So I just really wanted him to connect with a doctor. And so I gently as a wife of 30 years
Very gentle.
I gently nudged him to go have a conversation because I know it comes down to embarrassment for a lot of guys. We're like that, too, with women. I mean, for me, it took a minute to go talk to the doctor. But
Embarrassment for a lot of guys, your wife. You and I both know that she was not nice. Hey, dude, I had this. You need to go because you got the same. And he probably was like, nah, I'm good. You know, like most guys, I'm good. Now, he's 59 years old. She's 61. So, you know, she was, I guess you could call her a cradle robber, right? When an older person marries a younger person. But to have that conversation, that's different. You know what I'm saying? So many times men have health issues and they just stick their head in the sand and go away. I just use this as I had never heard of what OAB was, but I knew what it was, right? Because I knew people who had to always go to the restroom. I just thought it was, you got an overactive, well, that is what it is. It's an overactive bladder. But they actually call it OAB. And then you got to go to a doctor and your wife is like, hey, dude, I mean, think about this. The kids are waiting in the car. You're about to drive off and you go, oh, got to go back to the bathroom. Or you're leaking. You're standing around and you got like tan chinos on and it's summertime and you're wearing khakis and everything's cool. And all of a sudden they're like, did you have an accident? Like what? And you find out, oops. How does your family handle like medical issues? 855-616-1620. How would you handle it if your spouse or family member was sick or had an illness and kind of just blew it off, but you noticed it? Would you say something to him? Would you pull him off to the side? Say, hey, you need to go to the doctor. I'll go with you. Or do you just see? I have the unfortunate, and I say that jokingly, experience of being married to a healthcare professional. So she's constantly, hey, what was that? You all right? Taking your medication for this? You doing that? You doing this? You doing that? Did you get your book? Did you go get your, like recently the thing was, did you go get your COVID booster? Did you go get your flu shot? Did you get your, what is it, whatever it is? Did you get this? Did you get that? Did you get this? Did you get your RS? I'm like, what? Did you get your shingles shot? So I made the mistake, and I know we got to go to break. I made the mistake maybe 2 weeks ago on a Monday. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have went on a Friday. And I went and got my flu shot and my COVID shot at the same time. Because I figured if I'm going to be hurt, if I'm going to be hurting, I'm going to be hurting once. The flu shot would have hurt, and then it would have died down. And then I would have got a COVID shot, and it would have hurt, and then it would have died down. So I said, let me just get both of them at the same time. It'll hurt once. My arm still hurts. It's been 2 weeks. It's still tender. I can't sleep on my shoulder. It's bad. I kind of think it's arthritis, but I'm pretending like it's the COVID shot. Because that's what guys do. That's what guys do. When we come back, talking text line, child care. I don't know where child care is going, but I am glad my children are adults. But then if you're paying something for your kids, isn't that child care?
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
U.S. House Democrats unveiling a bill that would cut off funding for military campaigns targeting Venezuela without congressional approval.
Eric Billstad.
3 years after an announced plan to welcome professional soccer back to Milwaukee, groundbreaking is yet to begin.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
We've got a vehicle fire. That roadway is closed at the moment.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards, 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Hurry, Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Score the top gifts for the Brewers fan in your life this holiday season. Set them up for an epic 2026 season with the all-new Brewers Holiday Bundle, featuring 4 ticket vouchers, loaded value concession credits, and an exclusive Brewers Holiday ornament, starting at just $99. Finish shopping for even the youngest Brewers fans with the 2026 Kids Crew Kit, including one-of-a-kind Brewers merch, 6 ticket vouchers, a ballpark tour, and more, all for just $35. Grab every Brewers Holiday gift today at brewers.com.
Welcome back to The Truth Unfiltered.
You're listening to Truth Unfiltered. Citing Unlimited. Talking text line is 855-616-1620. 833-212-1017 is the number for the Truth Talking text line. You'll hear us here every Sunday night from 7 to 9 on 620 WTMJ and on our sister station Monday night from 6 to 8 p.m. following me, Dr. Ken Harris, Truth in the Afternoon from 4 to 6 Monday through Friday on 101.7 The Truth. Evan, you said you wanted to add a little something to the whole health issue.
Yeah, and I think it's one of these things you're talking about how men kind of just, try to downplay
go ahead and
symptoms
say,
or whatever.
Go ahead and say we.
We tend to downplay symptoms and whatnot. Back in 2022, actually beginning of November 2022, I was having, and probably stemming into October, I was having some shortness of breath issues. I just chalked up to it's nothing, it'll go away. Eventually got to the point that I drove myself to the ER, and I ended up having a saddle pulmonary embolism.
Really?
Yeah, and if I didn't go to the doctor and I
would
did,
hit your heart and poof.
yeah, if I didn't go to the doctor and I did, I wouldn't be here anymore.
Wow.
Because they said like 97% of my pulmonary artery was blocked. So
Wow.
I was actually finished producing, I was producing a show here and had to go upstairs. And you know the stairs we have here.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain to go up and down.
Even when you feel
yes.
good.
If I had to go up, down, I just couldn't catch my breath. I spent the whole show like just sweating and not being able to catch my
Wow.
breath. And that was kind of the...
So basically you were having a heart attack. And
It wasn't a heart attack. It was just pretty much the clot was to the point that was probably about to cause more problems than it needed to.
Like a heart attack.
Yeah.
So did you get a stent or?
No, they cleared out the clot, and now I just take blood thinners.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if I would have waited a day or two because I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. It's just a chest cold. It's that time of year. I'll be fine.
So you don't play sports, huh?
I used to.
Oops, he cut himself. Oh, I've got a blood thinner.
So, hey, I still officiate football.
Yeah. As long as they don't hit you, you're fine.
Yeah.
Wow. But then those little kids run into you.
That just goes to the, if something don't feel right, even if you're a guy and you're like, I'm fine, I'll get over it, it'll be fine. Even if something don't feel right, just get it checked out because you never know how serious it can actually be.
I got a bizarre one.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, and I feel something, and I feel bzz, bzz, in my ear, my right ear, and I'm like, bzz, bzz. I'm like, what is that? And now it's like going, and I can't, and I'm trying to drive. So I call my doctor. My doctor tells me, go to the ER. I said, they went and looked. There's nothing there. I went to the ER, and she looks inside, and then she looks at me, and I go, what? She says, there's a bug in your ear. I was like, and it's stuck in your eardrum, and it can't get out. It's like halfway embedded, but the wing of the bug is fluttering. But when it would flutter, if you can imagine somebody sticking a pin in your ear and then rubbing it around, the pain was, well, first of all, it made me dizzy, right? Because I couldn't keep my balance because it was in my ear. So she says, we'll have to irrigate it. What do you mean? We're going to get some warm water and we're going to flush it until it comes out. Do you know it took her 10 minutes? 10 minutes of, now people are coming in the room because it's an anomaly, right? He's got a bug in his ear. And they look at you. So then the other doctor looks, and then the attending comes in and looks, and then the physician assistant looks, and everybody. I'm like, okay, that's enough. Just get it out. So I have to hold my head over, and I guess technically they're lavaging my ear. And they're flushing and flushing and flushing, and finally it falls out. And when it fell, it was like this. And I went, what? I mean, it made a tingling like you dropped a coin in it. It was a hard shell bug. It was about maybe 3-4 millimeters, but it was hard shell. I don't know where this thing came from, but it got in my ear.
Well, you had your ears clean too at that moment.
I said, never again. Now I'm paranoid. People are like, what are you doing? That's why I walk around with earbuds in my ear. People think you listen to something? No. I just don't want anything to get in my ear. So now I sleep with earbuds. I take a shower with, okay, I'm kidding. I don't. But I mean, it was just kind of weird. Got to go to the doctor. Guys, you got to go. And don't overeat for Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm done. Peter said, in many families about childcare costs more than the salary of the lowest parent of two-parent households. Hence, in those cases, it doesn't make economic sense for both parents to work. That was the situation when my late wife and I raised our 5 children starting 35 years ago. Dude, I know the feeling. She took off her career until all the kids were at least in middle school. Then she eased back into it. And our mortgage payments for our newly built house were only $800 a month plus property taxes, which are now still less than that. But with the home paid off, my retirement expenses are low. Raising a family in the early 90s was much more affordable. Yeah, that's true. And very practical on one decent middle-class income, 50 to 70,000 back then. You know, Peter, I don't know if you could afford that today. To be honest with you, I don't think 50 to 70 grand is going to go far today. Yeah. He also said it's not just men who don't admit to or promptly seek advice for abnormal health issues. My late wife in healthcare died of cancer in her 40s because she ignored symptoms and had an easygoing lady physician who didn't notice what was going on until it was too late. Meanwhile, I'm now in my 60s and fighting cancer head on by myself because I don't ignore symptoms and get regular care from very experienced, competent health professionals in a clinic I've been using for over 40 years. Well, first of all, Peter, sorry to hear about your wife. Outstanding that you're getting help and that you're getting experienced, competent health professionals. There are a lot of really good ones in Milwaukee, by the way. There's a lot of them. My wife worked in cancer care. So that is her. She runs a cancer survivor group for women. And that is her calling. She's literally the opposite of me. She has the wherewithal, she has the compassion, the commitment. I'm not that guy. I'm like Peter. Hey, let's get this going. I got to go to the doctor. We need to take care of this now. We need to fight it. Let's go. And she's very compassionate and very understanding and will talk to you. And I've had friends and people I work with who've had cancer issues, and I tell them, you should call my wife. I don't want to talk to me. I said, just call her. All you got to do is listen. Have any questions? Same people would come back. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. It was so great. It was so this. And so it's important that you watch your health, especially now with Turkey Day coming. Don't eat yourself into a tizzy. Don't do it. Because if you do, you'll regret it. Moderation. So let me see. Turkey. I love spinach, right? Spinach, greens, macaroni and cheese.
I'm a big stuffing fan.
I hate stuffing.
Green bean casserole.
And I hate cranberry.
Green bean casserole is another one that I love.
Never had green bean casserole. Don't want it because when I look at it, it looks nasty. But I mean, think about it. So you got this like food going on. And here's the thing. When you're done with your turkey, don't cut it up and put it in the refrigerator. Throw it away. That's just more fat. Yes, it's protein. I get that. But at some point, you're going to overeat. Do everything in moderation. Moderation. Health care now is impeccable. I mean, I have issues with some parts of healthcare, but at some point, we have to remember that your health is the most important thing. It's the one commodity you have that you, by and large, for a good part of your life, can control. You can't control old age, arthritis and all those things. So you should know in your family, you need to start asking questions. What did mom and dad die from? What did the grandparents die from? What's the disease that you could draw a line through everybody in your family that has? Is it kidneys? Is it your heart? Is it breathing? Is it respiratory? Is it cancer? Or is it just, you have longevity? Because on my wife's side of the family, and my side of the family, both are living into their 80s and 90s. So you got to deal with that too, long-term care, stuff like that.
And my grandmother just turned 91 2 weeks ago, and her mother lived till 99. So
congrats to her.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't you get tired, though, when you get like 90? You've literally seen everything.
Yeah.
You realize when my mother was born, and she passed away in 95, when my mother was born, they barely had telephones. Cars were probably maybe 20, 30 years old. When my grandmother was born in 1903, they didn't have any of that. Wow. I mean, the biggest thing they had were cars were starting to come off the assembly and trains. Interesting. Well, Peter, we're definitely going to be praying for you, and I hope you and everyone in your family has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I was checking, the weather isn't looking too promising.
Furnace on the fritz? Hopefully it doesn't happen. But if it does, call Quality for 24/7 fast emergency service. Because we have a huge service crew dedicated to servicing equipment first and replacing equipment only when necessary. We know older equipment, along with the newest in heating technology, and we won't be there to sell you something you don't need because we don't know how to work on it.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. When your pipes burst, water heater's leaking, drains backing up, or whatever your plumbing problem is, the reliable plumbers at Quality are on hand 24/7 to fix your plumbing problem with fully stocked vehicles and lightning-fast response times. This is Anthony Zanevsky. Call Quality first and get the signature service you deserve to fix your plumbing problem ASAP.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
So you've decided to get a new mattress, but what about new pillows? I mean, your pillows have been through a lot. Constant flipping, greasy hair, and so much drool. And let's face it, your old pillow has more lumps than Aunt Judy's holiday gravy. This Black Friday, Hassless Mattress has your back, along with your head and neck too. Through December 2nd, purchase a new Sealy Posturepedic or Beautyrest mattress, and Hassless will give you a free adjustable base and a pair of super supportive and incredibly comfortable pillows. Plus, since Hassless showrooms are employee-free, our prices on Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic are way less. Others sell a Queen Emeryville A for $1,374, but Hassless has it for only $1,086. And for Black Friday, now through December 2nd, we're throwing in a free adjustable base and 2 free pillows. Free next day delivery too. Who knows? You may be one good pillow away from becoming a morning person. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassless.com.
You're listening to The Truth Unfiltered.
Truth Unfiltered. 855-616-1620 is the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ talking text line, or 833-212-1017 is the 1017 The Truth talking text line. So going back, I found out, yes, you can use a special type of flex benefit called a Dependent Care Flexible Spending Account. So if you have that, to pay for child care expenses, day camps, before and after school, and a nanny. A regular health care FSA cannot be used for these costs, but a dependent care FSA can cover qualifying care for dependents under 13 or other dependents incapable of self-care to allow you and your spouse to be gainfully employed. So you might want to check with your company to see if you can do that, because it can care for various child and adult care services, so you can actually go to work. So that's pretty. That's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Matter of fact, speaking of cool, it's 40 degrees, 35 minutes after the hour. Precipitation is at 0. Humidity is 73%. Winds are at about 6 miles an hour. So Monday is going to be cloudy. 48 is the high. 37 is the low. Tuesday, chance of rain. A little bit of a rain. Still cloudy. 50 degrees is the high. Wednesday, 35 degrees. But come Saturday, I'm not going to talk about Saturday because it's got a little star that looks like an asterisk, and it's 3 of them, and I think it might be the S word, but I'm going to pretend like it's not because I'm never going to say those words again. I'm not going to say those words. Snow. I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. So Thanksgiving is coming, and weather doesn't look great, and I'm not really trying to do that, but it's about Friday. Matter of fact, let me double check. Black Friday, partly sunny. High is going to be 30. The low is 24. So if you're going to be shopping, you might want to get it done when the sun is out because it don't look like it's going to don't look like it's going to be great. It really doesn't. Wisconsin weather forecast for the week showing strong chances of rain, potential for snow during times when people may be traveling to go see families. Multiple storms sweeping across the country will hit the state throughout the week. It might even bring snow. This is from JS Online, which could complicate air traffic and roadways for those traveling for the holiday. That's according to the National Weather Service. Thanksgiving, one of the busiest travel times of the year. Nearly 82 million Americans across the country are expected to travel domestically over Thanksgiving, a record high according to the American Automobile Association. Multiple storms, especially in the Southwest this weekend, will likely push a cold front across the north central U.S. through the weekend. And they're saying the frontal passage will be mostly dry, but, see, they always got to throw but in, but some precipitation will be possible for the Great Lakes. I wish I had that job. This is what we think the weather going to be, y'all. We're only about, and then somebody actually said that they're about 82, 85% correct.
And that's typically when they're when it gets a little bit closer and they're using like the short-term models, like the long-term models. Like you see some of these people that want to be weather people on Facebook that start saying like, hey, 12 days from now we can have 2 feet of snow. And it's like, really? Like that's 12 days from now. Like,
but anybody can get it right the same day.
Yeah. But
why am I paying you when all I got to do is look outside and look up?
And I'm not saying the same day. I'm saying when you get to like the 3 to 5 day range, that's when it gets more accurate.
Still, think about what you're saying.
I know what I'm saying.
Right? And I pay you for this. Like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to tell me what's happening outside when I got a window. Like I just that has weather people has got to be the biggest scam job in the world. Second only to lawyers. Okay, I'm just kidding. But think about that. Lawyers go into court, they don't know whether or not they're going to win, and they still get paid. That's a pretty good job. Almost like firefighters, right? They get there, they tear up your house doesn't burn, but it's so destroyed, you got to get a new house. It's got to be a great, it's not like it's the police who have a real job. Yes, I'm pro-cop. And I'm just teasing all the firefighters. What's this? You ready? I got friends that are firefighters.
I would say you couldn't be a former law enforcement if you didn't poke fun at firefighters and vice versa, I'm sure.
Well, no, they can't poke fun at us because we'll arrest them. But they carry axes, so, it's a balance. It's a balance. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. They're expecting rain tomorrow in the evening through Tuesday and possibly into Wednesday. By Wednesday morning, they said Wisconsin will be much colder. Oh.
I checked the extended forecast where I'm heading up for the week tomorrow morning, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's that S word in the forecast. That's up Door County area. So,
as
long as I can get there and back, I'm fine.
Sunny, right? That's what that means, sunny?
Sure. Yeah. Sunny, yeah.
Sunny. It is sunny, yes.
You mentioned Black Friday before. You've ever gone up Black Friday shopping before?
Yes. I'll never do it again.
Yeah. I did it one time, and I don't want to do it ever again. I get there like 4 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm not doing that anymore.
I have ordered for 2 people. I've already ordered their gifts, and I got 2 more to order, 3 more to order, and then I'm done.
Yeah, but the combination of online shopping and then everybody starting their sales like now, like the whole like stand in line on Black Friday and wait for the doors to open, it's not really a thing anymore.
That's not happening. That's not happening. I'm never doing that again.
No. Like I said, I did it one time because my dad wanted me to go with him to get a TV for the house, and it's like we had to be up at 4 in the morning. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it again.
And I think I did it once because my daughter wanted a particular doll set. And we went and bought it. You know, the whole doll, the doll house, the doll this, the doll that. And then we went to that place in Illinois. What do they call those dolls that everybody gets? What are those dolls? Where they make them to look like you and they have clothes like you. It can even be your complexion, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, hair. It can be ethnic. American Girls. I had about 4 of them things in my house. And it's bad because you buy toys, and like a day later, the kids don't even care.
Yeah, because we got the next toy that we want.
Well, I did buy my oldest daughter a Lego set, but it was more so for engineering. You know, you could make electronic stuff. Well, she became a software engineer, so I guess it kind of worked. But we tend to buy toys that they're going to use. Gifts that they're going to use over and over instead of this quick, fast, hey, here's a Barbie doll, and 2 days later, Barbie doesn't have a head and all the hair is cut off and all that. Like my youngest daughter started doing, she wanted those big hair things where you could make the hair and comb the hair and, all that stuff, put rollers in it and braid it and all that stuff. But they never had black hair, right? So you couldn't braid it. You couldn't make it like black hair. So we finally found one, and she loved it. And now every time I see her, her hair is different. Like she'll have braids down to her waist, and the next day her hair's up. Then it's in a ponytail. I'm like, where's all this hair coming? But, somebody did correct me. I said, why are you buying all that hair? And she said, it's my hair. She said, if I buy it, it's my hair. Technically, I guess you got a point. But yeah, it was those toys. You try to buy something practical that they can use, something that no matter what, they can come back to it. And it served us well. It served us well. So any children in our family, we just what are they showing a propensity for? And then we buy that. And then they'll grow into it and But I usually buy people books for Christmas. They look at me like I'm crazy. And then like 3 weeks later, they come back, oh, my God, that was a great book. I was like, I know, that's why I bought it. I'm like a broken clock. I'm right at least twice a day. I'm just saying. 855-616-1620 is the Siding Unlimited talk and text line, or 833-212-1017 is the number. Peter says, sadly, no one on either side of my family made it past the early 80s with lots of cancer and heart issues, regardless of lifestyle and diet. Said Sunday after Thanksgiving is always the single busiest air traffic day of the year. Yeah, it is. And that's why I would always come home on Monday if I travel. I always go a day early. So if everybody's traveling Wednesday, I go Tuesday and I come back Monday. Otherwise, it ain't pretty.
I just know because I don't need to fly to Door County, but Friday
you can.
I could, but they have an airport in Ephraim.
Yeah.
But when I drive home, barely anybody on the road when I leave. So most people are still at home or going shopping.
Yep, very true. Peter said that NOAA Climate Prediction Center is probably the best. Where'd it go? They got 6 to 10 and then 8 to 14 and then 3 to 4 week outlooks. Really?
Yeah. Well,
Are they going on the fact that this is what happened last year, so it's going to happen?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like anytime a weather person says something or somebody who's pretending they're in the weather says something and it's like 10 to 12 days out, take it with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, it's probably not accurate.
They got 3-month outlook, 1 month outlook, 6 to 10 day, 8 to 14 day, 3 to 4 week outlooks. Thanks for that, Peter.
And remember 2 weeks ago we had the lake effect ban. They were supposed to like bury Chicago, and Racine, Kenosha are supposed to maybe get 3 to 4. I woke up to 10.5 inches of snow in my house in the morning.
Well, the wind was blowing a lot.
Yeah.
Or they were trying to get back at you. Right? Trying to get back.
Maybe.
Yep. When we come back, I want to talk about your older family members on Thanksgiving. I got a suggestion on some things you should probably do during Thanksgiving. And from JS Online, James Causey had a very good opinion piece. Take heed.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hi, Debbie. I just thought I'd let you know eastbound 94 has what looks like a pretty bad accident.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Hi, Deb. It's Mark. 894 West. It's a parking lot.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Westbound 94, just west of 27th Street, 2-car crash.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Travel around the world with your family at the 82nd Annual Holiday Folk Fair International at State Fair Park, November 21st through the 23rd. Experience the tastes, sounds, and traditions of nations near and far. Enjoy family favorites in the World Cafe. Shop the International Marketplace for handmade gifts. Explore Heritage Lane depicting time-honored customs and enjoy music, dancing, and artisan demonstrations. Visit folkfair.org for tickets and details. That's folkfair.org. Your passport to a world of family fun and culture.
They saved over $50,000 after we sold their home at only 1.9%. You don't have to pay 6% to market and sell your home. Hundreds of Century 21 Benefit Realty clients will attest. You can get it all for only 1.9%. The more value your home has, the more important it is to find the best real estate commission and the marketing ability to get top dollar. And with Century 21 behind us, that's what we have. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of local market knowledge. Not to mention the savings you'll see after you get our best commission right up front, which, by the way, is only 1.9% on the listing side of your home. Join that together and you can be sure that you've chosen the right real estate experts who have the experience to market your home effectively and give you a commission that'll end up paying for things like new furniture. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Vince Vitrano for my team at Horner Plumbing. Are you hosting this holiday season or even have family staying at the house? Let's get everything tightened up before your guests arrive. There is room on the schedule at Horner to do your project in time for your holiday guests. So whether it's getting that leaky shower or sink fixed or a major project so you can accommodate more of your family, my team at Horner is ready to go. With a free quote and upfront pricing, you know your project will fit your budget. $50 off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. HornerPlumbing.com.
Welcome back to The Truth Unfiltered.
Dr. Ken Harris with you here on Truth Unfiltered. Me and Evan are holding down the fort. Denise Thomas is taking the night off. So, Journal Sentinel reporter, journalist extraordinaire, James Causey, has a great article about Thanksgiving and how it's one of his favorite holidays. And not just because of his mother's, ham and turkey and all that stuff, and cornbread and greens and yams and black-eyed peas that I've never tasted before. I've never tasted black-eyed peas. But he talks about being at home with your loved ones. And if you want to read the story, it's on JS Online. It's a fabulous piece that talks about showing respect and love for your elders, for your grandparents and your great-grandparents, or depending on how old your parents are. Talk to them. Have those conversations, while it's quiet and you got games on, and after food is over, or maybe before they eat and fall asleep. But talk to them. You've got a library sitting there with memories, good and bad, family history, who's married to who was with who used to be married, all the drama. You can start an audio library of the older people in your family. One, I think it's a way to preserve it so that your children and your grandchildren can hear the voice of grandparents, great-grandparents, parents, your parents, who may be grandparents themselves. And that'll help you remember the good things, the things they've gone through, the things they've seen. We're talking about, I think the last person who was from the big war pass? I believe so. We've got veterans all over the place that have been in Korea, that may still be alive, been in Vietnam, that may still be alive, and they're just a wealth of information, both men and women, that can give you a perspective that you may never get because everyone else will talk about them in the third person or the second person because you will have never known them. And I think it's one of the things with the technology that we have today in the world, with the ability to record and make it into a podcast and share it with everyone in the world. The experiences, the life experience, the painful memories, the happy memories, the childbirths, the first time you saw a car, let alone drove a car. I don't even know if my grandmother's ever driven a car before. I have no idea. But those types of conversations, we had bulky cassette tape recorders and 8-tracks. So you really couldn't record a lot back in the day. You could just listen. And now, a recorder that recorded was like a big thing. And now you can just use your phone. I think that would be great. You can make a video, post it on YouTube, start a family YouTube page, record the audio of what message would you want to give your, baby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-month-old grandchild or great-grandchild. What do you want them to know? What do you want them to know about you? Take their history. Show some love. Listen to what advice they can give you. Because, the one thing, time changes, people don't. People still want to be loved. They still want to be hugged. They still want to be respected. They still want to be heard. And so I think that's a great way to do that. So that's a great piece by James Causey from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. It was pretty good. It was very eye-opening, very enlightening, very poignant now when we're at this time of Thanksgiving. And it shows how much thanks you want to give those that are older than you and show them the love and respect that you should by listening and letting them tell you how the world can be. Because you got to realize every day you're alive, you're creating history for someone else. I'm creating history for my children. If and when they have children, I'll be creating history because an hour ago is in the past and it's never coming back. So the things that you do, you have to make sure that you do them with the best intentions in mind. So I think that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Peter said, no, NOAA CPC is very sophisticated AI-enhanced forecasting models blended from countries all over the world. They don't predict data. They don't predict details like whether or not a particular storm hits a particular city, but they are very good at predicting temperature and general precipitation trends many days ahead, in particular when major weather pattern shifts are coming. The big cooling and the snow was first predicted by CPC on the 14th. Well, thanks for the correction, Peter.
And Peter's not wrong, but the
know.
thing is, the weather is just so finical that even, until you're like a day or two ahead.
Wait. Finical?
Well,
so is that is that a combination of fickle and finicky?
Finicky is what I meant to say.
Okay,
Sorry.
so it's finical. No, that's a great word. Finical. It's finical.
But
That's
the weather
great.
is just so unpredictable, even a day or two ahead. Like just one slight change, and you go from 5 inches of snow to none, or the other direction, which I'm not going to say.
Wow. Oxford Languages Dictionary online. Finical, another term for finicky. Look at you. Look at you. You deserve a bell for that. Before we go, in Milwaukee over the weekend, so I was at Thrive on King on Saturday morning. I was on my way out of town. I had to stop there and talk to somebody. Varsity was having a blood drive. And so I stopped through and I got out the car and I looked over and I went, why is there a line down the street and around the corner and up the street? So it was like at Garfield. So it was south of North Avenue. So it must have been like 3rd and Garfield, King and Garfield. And I looked over and I was like, what is going on? And then I realized, because somebody said something to me, one of my good friends, Garland Smith from G's Clippers, and Milwaukee Bucks assistant coach Darvin Ham handed out turkeys. They gave out Thanksgiving meals in collaboration with Ham and his wife, Denitra Ham, along with Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin, and the Greater Milwaukee Urban League. And that was on Saturday. And I saw the line, and it was a lot of people. People lined up to receive turkeys during G's Clippers meal giveaway. And it was pretty nice. You saw pictures of Bucks assistant coach Darvin Ham, and you saw people getting meal boxes. And, money is tight, and people want to eat. And so also Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Milwaukee alumni chapter, handed out some Thanksgiving meal boxes during the G's Clippers Thanksgiving meal giveaway. So that was great. Those are the types of things we need to be doing during Thanksgiving. We need to be thankful for the many blessings that we have today, our family, our friends. Thank you, Peter, for chiming in today. Appreciate it. We'll keep you in our prayers for your cancer treatment, and for everyone on 620 WTMJ and 1017 The Truth. Have a blessed week, a quiet week, a safe week, a dry week, and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate you. God bless. Take care. I'm out.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away. Yeah, remember